Good morning, everyone. My name is Laurie Fritsch, and I serve as an assistant director for Hokie Wellness at Virginia Tech. And in this capacity, I work with college students to help them make healthy behavior changes. So my story today is really going to be about the decision that changed my life, and it will truly sound like a case study of what goes right when you start making healthy behaviors. But before I begin that story, it's of course so important to talk about these guys, my crazy old parents, Pete and Blanche. And as you can see, they are riding some bikes or standing near bikes, but they were riding them beforehand. And they, every day, work out in some way. They're biking or hiking or walking their dog for hours on end, and they've been doing it for as long as I've been alive. I would never say they're actually breaking a sweat when they do it. Like I do a side workout when I'm with them walking because it's a little bit exhausting to be so slow, but they're doing it. They're doing it every day, and they're 73 years old. Like, they are amazing people, and they've been such a role model. But that didn't matter at the time. Even though they were doing all of this, it still took my own path to figure things out. So I grew up as an athletic kid. I swam and did gymnastics, but not on a team. In high school, I played soccer for 2 years, but then did other things because my parents were outdoors people. They did not care about me being on a sports team, really. They wanted to be outside themselves, being physically active. My high school, however, had a tremendous physical education program where PE was every day, yay, 90s, and we got to choose each quarter if we wanted to do a sport, some sort of fitness class like weight training, or outdoor adventure education. And I did not realize then what an awesome program I was gifted into. So let's fast forward into me entering my freshman year at Virginia Tech, and I started as an environmental science major. So on this day, I meet this guy, Jim Fitzgerald, with this crazy hair, the guy in the white, and I just thought he was a Greek god. He was just fantastic. And Jim tells me as everyone does on their first day, they tell each other everything about themselves, that he's going to join the crew club. And I, at the time, was like, I don't even know what crew is, but tell me about it. And upon him telling me that it's about getting up really early and rowing at 6 in the morning for hours until you throw up, and then you do some more dry land practices until you throw up, I just remember thinking I could never have the confidence enough to try something new like this, to the fitness level to do something like this. And I was so intimidated by what he was announcing to me. You're probably wondering what happened between Jim and I. Nothing. But we are Facebook friends now. And he planted that important seed, right? So I thought about this all year, about crew, what is this thing? Why can't I stop thinking about this thing? And at the end of the year, here is what happened to Laurie. So I was physically inactive. I couldn't sleep. I was stressed out all of the time. My grades were suffering. I think I had undiagnosed test anxiety. I hated my major. I had a couple of friends, but I felt no connection to my university. I didn't care if I was there or not, really. Before I left for the year, I did 2 really important things. Number 1, I passed chemistry. I don't even know how I did that. Number 2, I went to career services, and I was like, what am I going to do next? Because it's not environmental science. Turns out environmental science is not Earth Day celebrations every day. So I went home, and I had a sweet daddy lifeguarding job in New Jersey. I started swimming and running every day after being inactive for an entire year. And I had a really great group of friends, and I was very close with my family. So I came to 5 really important conclusions by the end of that summer. Number 1, I was oddly strong. Number 2, being physically active made me feel really good, both physically and mentally, and I had self-esteem. Number 3, I felt that friends and family were everything to me. Number 4, I loved being on, in, and around water. And number 5, I hated environmental science. I hated it. So I went back to school. And I made the decision that changed my life. I joined the crew club. I did the thing that I never thought a year ago I could ever do. And from that, here's where the case study comes in. All of these things that I'm about to talk about happened to me because I was willing to take the risk and I was ready for change. Thank you, Jeff. So from that point forward, this is my college career. Including undergrad and graduate school. I made friends who I am still best friends with today. I started sleeping. I went to bed at the same time and got up real early to go rowing every day. I was outside on water every day. Crew has dry seasons, which means you don't drink for months at a time, and this is just a club sport. We took ourselves really seriously. You don't drink months at a time with your best friends. You're not drinking alcohol. I changed my major to health and physical education because I wanted to impose this change upon other people and help them do it because it made me feel so much better about myself. I felt a sense of belonging. Virginia Tech became my home. I had to take 18 credits every semester to make up for my lost freshman year, and I made Dean's List every semester. Upon graduation, I went to graduate school to get a master's degree in health education, and I had a strength and conditioning graduate assistantship because I got coaching experience from crew. Not only did I row, I then coached rowing. I work inside, I got my job. So here I am. I'm employed doing what I went to school to do, and I work inside a recreational sports facility, so I get to work out environmental health at its finest right there. I get to work out every day. Upon having my first child, I bought myself a rowing machine because I knew even just 20 minutes could help me. We try to impose health and exercise in our children and create that healthy environment. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I finally get what you were talking about. It does make you feel good to exercise. And when I get stressed, I know that I need to do all of these other healthcare measures to take care of myself. Not only is it exercise, these things are all intertwined. I need to make sure that I exercise so that I can sleep, so that I can manage stress, so that I can manage anxiety, so that I can be a better mom, so I can be a better employee. It's all tied up together, and each behavior influences the next, and that's why it is so complicated. So here are some action items for universities. I had to meet Jim. Not everyone's going to meet Jim Fitzgerald. I had to meet him in order to even learn about crew. And had I not had that opportunity, I would have never known that this was a thing. So market to students beyond the gym. That's not where we need to go. Market in the residence halls, in the dining halls, in other campus organizations, to other departments that are non-academic and academic departments. Together, create a united message. Promote values-based benefits. College students do want to look swole and have thigh gaps and be all beautiful and stuff. But you know what? Those things are short-lived. We need to make sure that they're getting the point that being healthy promotes getting sleep, promotes getting exercise, promotes that doing that will enable you to deal with stress better, to perhaps find more friends. Create safe opportunities, environments for students to learn and fail at physical activity. Not everyone will have the opportunity to learn how to kick a ball in high school or elementary school. They may want to be physically active, but not know how to learn how to do that. So create programs for beginners to exercise and to fitness, both that they feel safe being in and learning in. And finally, adopt the American College of Sports Medicine prescription of exercise as medicine for prevention and management of depression and anxiety, because we all know that it's so much more than fitting into a pair of pants. Exercise and taking care of yourself is so much more. Thank you.